The role of the audience has changed in this new media era. Jay Rosen calls them the people formerly known as the audience, because they're no longer just passive recipients. Now they're helping to generate the content in the media and generating the public knowledge and shaping journalism. So journalists really have to adapt because they have audiences that can interact immediately after they've introduced new material. And the way that their journalism spreads has changed. Increasingly, people are coming into articles and to broadcasting through links, through Facebook, through social media. Because they're coming through family, because they're coming through friends, people who tend to share their values and their experiences, people have a more limited worldview. You know, it's very different from opening up a newspaper and getting the story you want, but also kind of catching all the other stories as well, or a nightly news broadcast where you're going to hear about a lot of different issues, some that you might not have chosen to inform yourself about. So this is a real challenge for public knowledge in a democracy, when people get inside what Elie Perisot calls the filter bubble. Increasingly in sites like Facebook, there are algorithms that push you towards the things that you already know. So the things that you've liked before, the things that you've recommended before, those are going to show up on your newsfeed, and other things will drop off. Increasingly, search is changing in that same way. Google's algorithms are going to push you toward the things you're already familiar with, because it bases its search results on what you've clicked on before, what you've viewed on the internet before. So we're seeing a real shift both in search and share that's going to exacerbate the filter bubble. Well, I think that we're going to go a little further down, but we're already seeing signs that people are at least aware that there's a problem. I mean, we saw this in the United States with the 2012 election, when so many people, because of the bubble in which they were operating, just couldn't accurately predict what was going to happen. And people still like accuracy. They still like to have a sense of what's going to happen in the future, and they want to trust journalists to give them a sense of that. And so I think journalists are going to begin to combat their own media bubbles and the ways in which they create them, because they want to be trusted.